name is Rishikesh Nare, and we welcome you to our special series, The Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories. It's an initiative by ETH. The key to Cutting Chai conversation is to have a good discussion around your areas of early life, education to grooming, training, business sense, skill augmentation to work-life balance. And before we begin, let me set the context right. Cutting Chai is a series of candid conversation where we, uncover the personal side of yours, where we take you through the inspirational journeys of influential people. And you all have seen these personalities in the corporate world, but we're taking them away from that boardroom drama to have some fun chat revolving around their personal life. And today we have with us Mr. Umesh Chandra Joshi, Chief Product and Technology Officer, Educational Initiative. So Umesh, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Again, when I start these conversations, I always say thank you for your time, because when we work from home, our calendar is jam-packed.
Yeah.
To the hour, to the minute, to the second.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rishikesh, for having me. It's my pleasure to be talking to you.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, before we begin, let's get on to that right point of where our everybody's personal journey that starts. The childhood days. So, and we do so many things, and personally, what I feel is whatever we have achieved today, that goes back in days, and that inspiration had come from our childhood. We may not say it, we may not understand, but whatever you're doing today, whatever I'm doing today, I have done something. Those anecdotes, they keep on, relating to each other. And one fine day, we don't understand that, this we might have thought when we were sitting with our friend and doing nothing. So let's see if we can, have those anecdotes here. Even if we don't have, no problem, because we're going to have fun chat. So please start with the childhood, the city you belong to, the education pattern that you had, and stories from Nainital.
Right. So, glad you're starting with that, because, like all of us, right, we have that starting point, and then all of us have come a long way, right? In our life, we make progress. So, that journey which is started in my hometown, which is close to Nainital, would always be like, which keeps me grounded, right? Those humble beginnings, the kind of friend circle, the kind of environment that I grew up with, that a typical, middle class family where you have aspirations to grow up in life, right? That always keeps you humble and always keeps you grounded. Like any other normal child, is going to school was thankfully. So I come from a family background of teachers. So I have almost 80%, more than 80% of my family tree are in, some teaching profession or the other. And so I come from a background where education is given a lot of importance, right? And so, because I come from that kind of a background, I definitely, I had that kind of a push from beginning that, yes, education is important. And it's primarily because of both early primary education and then the higher education that I got. Probably we have come, and I think that's true with all of us. We have come this far, and always grateful to the fact that I grew up in that kind of an environment.
Right. I mean, and can you describe those days? Because now, when you just said that your entire family tree is mostly they're from the educational background. Definitely, it must be difficult to deal with everybody, because aap kahan pe bhi jaoge, your uncle knows something about some subject, your aunt knows something, and your parents, your siblings. So was it challenging, or you were okay with that?
I mean, it was challenging, and I also learned to live with it. Like, not just that, right? When a bigger challenge which was there in my case was that the school that I went to, my father was a teacher in that school. So, that makes it even more challenging, because what that means is that, your teachers who are teaching you during the day, they are actually coming to your house for a cup of tea in the evening. Right. And so even if, let's say, you want to bunk a class or miss a class to do something else, right, that gets immediately not just caught, but also told to your parents in the evening, right? So that makes it challenging. In fact, there are multiple such stories that I still recall sometime, where,
any one particular story where, we could see, I mean, we get to see the mischievous side of Umesh.
Yeah, I mean, there are multiple. One of them I always remember is that, in when I was in grade 11th and 12th, I used to rarely show up for physics and maths classes with some excuse. Because, most of the thing I had already covered, and then those classes were a bit boring for me. And then I think there was a span for a good 1 week period where I didn't show up in the class and told my friends to tell that I'm not well. Uh, and I'm down with fever, and that is the reason, a perfect excuse to not show up in the class. And what happened is that, my physics teacher, and I was bunking the physics class for like a good 5 days, showed up in my house, and I was happily eating ice cream when he showed up. And, and then in a very sarcastic manner that he said, "Oh, wow, you eat ice cream." I mean, he said it in Hindi, of course. So he said, "Wow, you're eating ice cream, while you are down with fever."
ये कौन सी दवाई है यार कि मतलब बुखार आइसक्रीम खा रहे हो?
Yes. So there are multiple funny stories like this. I mean that, but you learn to live with it, right?
Yeah, it's a very,
and most of the time teachers also know that even if you
that's
don't show up, you are ahead of the curve. So
that's the best part because whenever you interact with your parents, तो मतलब when I was a kid, मुझे लगता था कि यार नहीं है तो मतलब कहाँ पता चलने वाला है? Who will come to know? Parents. But now I don't have kids, but in my family I have like 5-year-old niece, and now I understand that यार ये तो समझ में आ रहा है. It's pretty transparent, but that idiot kid is not understanding that. But again, I have to show that oh, I'm clueless. And then,
right.
And that's the fun part, because then that's when they start, even enacting various things, and that is where I really learn. But again, teachers and your parents, they know everything, whatever you do.
Yeah, they know, they play along, and then the good part was that that my parents always knew what I'm doing, so they were always on my side. So that was a good part.
Yeah, exactly. But for how long, right? Because they can't, because they are responsible. Yeah. The other is because other teachers will say, "Yeah, आप ही ऐसे कर रहे हो, मतलब तो हम क्या करें?"
Right. Absolutely.
So then, after your initial days, then you move to another city, because how's the format out there? So you be in that college, because your usual format here is 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus, and then
yeah. I think so. Similarly, I mean, I studied in Uttarakhand board till 10 plus 2.
Okay.
And then I was lucky enough to clear JEE and then landed up in Kanpur, and that was a turning point, like anybody. The 4 wonderful years spent in the beautiful campus at IIT Kanpur. So that was the journey, right? And a good transition. I mean, always wanted to be there, and then was lucky enough to land there.
Yeah, I mean, just not lucky. I mean, people, they know, and I know few people that they try to get into IIT, and it is nearly impossible thing. So it's your hard work that paid off. But one thing, because now you just mentioned that IIT Kanpur, I think we'll have to take another segment of 2 hours to discuss what has happened in IIT Kanpur.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different phase in your life, right?
Yeah, so many stories, because that's a very challenging atmosphere. You will find so many people doing or running into that race, and I've seen a couple of TV series on that, and how I mean, we don't know sitting here. I mean, honestly, here in someone who's in Mumbai, Delhi, your metros, they think that ठीक है अपना 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus कर लो, or then end up getting a job. But into IIT, Kanpur, जो पूरा atmosphere aura hai, it's very challenging. So any funny or fond memories of that era?
Right. I mean, so, not just IIT, right? Generally, when you land up in any hostel kind of a life, right, you first get that independence. It's not just about it. It's like any, right? 10 plus 2, if you go out of the control of your parents, and right, and that is that sense of independence, that now I can take my own decision, that itself is great, right? And then the whole fun part, right? And on one hand, during the day, you have that academic pressure to live with, but then that becomes your coping mechanism, that in the night and the evenings you are having fun as much as possible to balance out things, right? I mean, multiple stories. A lot of these stories are not to be spoken about publicly.
I know.
Right? these are better discussed within the friend circle, and we still cherish those days, right? When all of us, those batchmates, when we sometime get together. Though, I'm talking about like almost 22 years back, and people are spread out globally now. But at times when we get a chance to connect either virtually or sometime in real world, we still go back to those 4 years where the life was completely at a different level, right? In spite of having those academic pressure, multiple things. One of the things that I always value is the fact that the learning which happened outside the classroom in campus was a lot more, right, than the learning that happened inside those academic areas. And primarily, it's that learning outside the classroom and within the campus, but outside the classroom, that really helps us, helps many of us go a long way, because that gives you a confidence to live in that outside world. That also teaches you that life is full of ups and downs, and it's all about standing up on. There will always be days when your chips would be down, and it's when it matters to stand up, right? So those 4 years outside the classroom but in the campus teaches you that. Right,
that balance that I can see. One institution will teach you that how to study and what to study and how to understand the world and the business, and another will create a character which actually go and face the world. That courage, confidence, the best thing. And I have spoken to so many leaders like you, and one thing they have in common is the ability to manage the disasters. Okay, because they say that people think hum log to karna hi chahiye na, that is at least expected from us. But when anything goes wrong, like we had seen this pandemic as a global disaster, but people who sustain, they had that characteristic of surviving. So I think everything goes back to, or the credit goes back to your IIT days.
Right. Yeah, I think so. You build that character there, right? So that in the adversity is when it is important to stand up, and how to what's the so yeah, always that will always remain a turning point, right? That those 4 years.
So after the 4 years, do you remember your first job interview? Because I still remember. Do you remember yours?
Oh yeah. I think it was. You never forget, right?
Right.
It was always, even today, those memories are vivid, right? Those days, the campus interview used to happen throughout the first semester of the final year, which has today the landscape has completely changed. It's crammed into 1 week, but and mostly the interviews used to happen after 9 o'clock in the night in general, right? That's when because most of the time, since the interviews are these campus placements are happening during your typical semester time, institute never used to allow interference with the academic schedule. You will have your typical classes or labs or project work happening till 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. That was not disturbed. And then most of the placement related activities used to start after the academic activities are over by 4 or 5 o'clock. And so whether it is a written test or a face-to-face interview, all those activities will start. So I remember my interview happened at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. in the night, 1 a.m. in the night, right? Because that interview, that company, landed up in the campus at 9 p.m. They started the process at 9 p.m. And then, my turn came at 1 p.m. And I still remember, right, standing up.
Were you in the same, with the same spirit? That nahi yaar, ye to job lena hi hai.
I think one thing being in IIT, that you will probably land up a job, right? Whether it is good or bad, right? So at least at least once you enter IIT, that part is well taken care, right? You know that by hook or by crook. Now then, the second question comes is that can I get a job of my choice, right? But at least the basics are taken care that you will get a job, right? So
let's go back to 1 a.m. I'm still there. 1 a.m.
Yeah. No, so I think 1 a.m. that first job is always like that's an experience.
Indeed.
You never forget, right? Because now you not just you got independence, now you're also getting financial independence, right? So almost about to get, right? So yeah, I mean, that excitement, that joy of feeling that, yes, at an age of 21, now you have a job in hand, right? So that's always memorable, right? I mean, and then would always be a starting point in wherever you land in your, your typical career spans for 30 years, right? And that's the starting point.
But do you have any instances, and I know, again, whatever reference points that we all have is from the media or the TV that we see, or the feature films that they come out, that, few people, they get jobs, few people, they don't survive. And then, it's a still, there is a differentiation of success, but the unity that you guys have, the camaraderie that, the guys you carry, that stays strong, right?
That stays strong. I mean, take for example, folks help each other not just in the campus but all throughout the life, right? So the bonding that you form in those 4 years, right? So if you compare, right, the bonds that you create in an engineering college versus postgraduate or B school, you will see a big difference, right? Yeah, and then the ones which are created in the engineering colleges, the 4 years of that are a lot more stronger, is what I have felt, right?
Agree.
Because you are just out of the boundaries, just out of the control of your parents, and then, right, you got independence. And B, that the time that you spend, like 4 years is a way longer time, right? So that goes, when today, when I think about a lot of these friends that we, the folks that we were together are actually, in big profile jobs in US and all over the globe. But today when we meet, we go back to, those days, right? I mean, we are no more, somebody might be a partner in McKinsey and sitting in a posh apartment in New York, or another person might be, at a CXO level in a Bay Area, top Bay Area company. But even today when we meet, like, we forget, we have that.
Absolutely, because that age, and after like 10 plus 2, then you're like, what, 18, 19, that part of it. And many of my engineer friends, and the difference, when I can relate to this part, is they say that, yaar, hum log ke liye na, maa baap, bhai behan hai na, hamare roommates hote hain.
Yeah,
that is where, right. That is where I say that, yaar, hame wo time pe raat ko 2 baje mummy ko phone karke nahi kuch bol sakte, nahi aap apni bहनों ko ya bhai ko nahi pareशान, but your roommate or your hostel wale jo hai, you can go to the room at any given point of time, and they are not bothered at all. They welcome you with both hands, and they will give you the best advice, which which is worst after some time, but you enjoy that part.
Yeah.
So then, before we move to another segment, this question I always ask everyone, that, if we give you a time machine, and if you get a chance to go back in days where the young Umesh is sitting there in that beautiful school of Nainital, and he's, I think, 8 or 9 years old. If you see him today, what advice or what things that you want to say to him, the young Umesh?
I would say literally nothing. Literally nothing, because I really enjoyed, the way, because, you can only, every life, every path taken is a unique path, right? And I don't think there is anything I would like to change.
I mean, again, so you would just go and, whisper in your younger version that you're doing the right thing. Keep doing this. You will land up in a better state. Don't worry. Have fun.
Right. And I think I had fun. I did whatever 8 or 9 year old would do at that point in time. Playing out with friends. Do whatever, roam around, get scolded by parents that why don't you focus on studies. All that happened, and then I think that
मतलब कुछ इंडिया का जो आइडियल फॉर्मेट है ना, मतलब बच्चे का कि कैसे होना चाहिए, कि डांट खाना, मस्ती करना, play any sport, doesn't matter. Spend your time wherever you want to, your relatives, like that complete package. Then
in fact, when I look at my kids today, I feel they're missing out, the kind of childhood I had, because they are most of the time hooked on to a screen, right? Either it's a mobile or laptop or a TV screen, or doing something in virtual world or online world, completely missing the life happens in real world, right? I mean, In our days, we used to be like,
And that
in the
entire blame goes to that IIT guys and those technology leaders. Now find them.
right.
I mean, just to extend this thought with our another expert. So we have today with us Mr. Aditya Agarwal, who's the head large enterprise business for Lenovo India. Hi, Aditya.
Hi Rishikesh, how are you? Hi,
Yeah,
Amish.
I mean, I'm good.
Hi, Aditya.
I'm just connecting that last point where Umesh was saying that आजकल के बच्चे फोन पे मतलब blame किसको जाता है? But we may call it a blame, but it's a wonderful intervention in our life, the technology part. That is where things have gone so easy for all of us. We can sit here, three people can talk together from different cities. We can connect with each other. And yeah, I think the relation part that goes as per your personality. ठीक है, जैसे कि मतलब you were saying that your friends right now he's in a partner in McKinsey, but when you guys meet वो तो हो ही जाता है अपना IIT वाला. So similarly, Aditya and Umesh, one question to you, and then you guys can lead the conversation. We have seen what has happened in the last 18 months. Okay, we have seen exponential growth in the digital transformation, if I say. And when I say in terms of end user computing or end user gadgets that we use, we have seen so many things, so many apps, infrastructure is developing. What do we expect in say next 2 years or 3 years? And I'm going to enjoy this session because I get to learn so many things and the insider information. So please, who wants to start? Aditya, you want to take this up first?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
In fact, I would turn it around and say that it's not you who is learning. We are learning from you as the consumer, right? Because what we see happening in the next few years is technology becoming faster, better, and cheaper, right? Because more and more innovation is going to happen. People today want stuff which is an app, for example, which is lighter, yet works as much fast with a subscription model, which is lower than what they paid last year, right? So that's what we are going to see, and it is happening in technology. We are going to see new form factors, new thing coming up. Just as an example, we have a laptop which can fold, or a tablet which can fold, right? The screen can fold now, and it's available for purchase, right? So these things will happen. And the second thing that will happen is more and more devices will start talking to each other at home. Today we have some smart devices talking to each other, but as per the trend, we'll see that more and more devices will start talking to each other, and the home will become intelligent. I'm a geek that way. I'm quite excited on what the world is for us. So let's see how it unfolds.
Umesh, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I think I agree with Aditya, right? So what happened in last 18 months because of COVID is that the technology adoption which was happening, in various facets of life, whether it is education or any other sector, right? There was a certain pace at which technology adoption was happening. Now, what COVID did to us is that, the adoption which was probably going to happen in a span of next 5 to 7 years, COVID accelerated it so much that, what we were anticipating to happen by 2025 has probably that kind of adoption we start seeing by now. So it has significantly increased the rate of adoption of technology. And now, it's the onus is on the innovators, the technology leader to at least now cater to that kind of huge demand and expectation that has risen up, right? So let's say even take, for example, education sector where I have been involved with for last more than a year. The kind of schools in the beginning when COVID happened were completely unprepared, barring some of the top elite premium schools. They were forced to adopt to technology because there was no other way to conduct the schools. But now, fast forward 1.5 years now, ever since COVID started, now they are at peace. They have now explored all the tools. They exactly know how to conduct classes, how to run assessment, how to give homework, using digital tools. And now they are demanding a lot more because, what the kind of technology that we were providing to education sector 1.5 years back, which was looking like a high-end technology. now has become a given thing, right? I mean, that's given. They want more. So I think we will see a lot more innovation happening in every facet from a technology perspective, because the adoption of technology has significantly increased in last 1.5 years, thanks to COVID. I mean, at least that is one part. If there is one thing which is good about COVID, right? I mean, otherwise there are all negative things about COVID. If there is one good thing about COVID, is that it has accelerated the pace of technology adoption in the consumer market.
So that was Umesh Chandra Joshi for you guys. A humble and a kind personality, which is backed by a solid character, where you feel that the person is simple, is calm, but it has certain solidarity. He believes in power of education. He carries an aura that, that has certain ease, but a definite poise. He's an inspiration for all Gen Zs and millennials. So thank you so much, Umesh, for your time today. And, telling us so many things about your childhood days. So, for some time, I was back there in Nainital. I was reliving that thought of when you got caught off from your physics teacher, right? And how the entire scenario was, your IIT days. Wonderful journey. Thank you for sharing these thoughts with us. And we must catch up again with another format, maybe a physical world, with some other topic. Yeah. So again, thank you so much, and see you around.
Thank you, Hrishikesh. It was nice talking to you.